Hi, everybody. I wanted to ask, or actually discuss, I guess, an opinion people might have. Last year, in October through December, right before Christmas, I did a detail with my organization as a lead. And because the department, not the department, but because the team that I was given didn't have a manager, I was responsible for going to the managers' meetings. And there was one other team that didn't have a manager, so the lead for that team would go to the managers' meetings, and she was on a detail as well. So here's what I'm trying to get at. Went to the meetings with the department manager, went to the managers' meetings, and the head of the managers' meetings is the department manager. Department manager is black. I believe she's Muslim. She wears a hijab, and she has the Muslim full dress. I don't know what it's called. She brought her secretary, who is also black, young girl in her early to mid 20s. The other people were there were two white women who were managers. There was a white man. He's also Jewish. There was me. In case you can't tell, I am white. There was the other lead, Dory. Dory's a black woman. And there was a black man. And we were there in the meeting. So within that group of people, who's the minority? Also, I want to discuss, you often hear liberals talk about diversity. What is not diverse about that group of people? Was it not diverse enough that we had two white guys, one's half Jewish, one's fully Jewish? We had one black man, educated. We had a Muslim black woman who was the department manager. We had a young girl who was on a detail herself, okay, as the secretary for her. We had two other managers who were white women, and they had various jobs prior to becoming team managers for the new hires. Was that not diverse enough with that group of people? So I often hear about diversity. What's not diverse about this group of people? Okay. Not to mention our backgrounds, our lives, our training, our education, and our experiences make us even more diverse. Or is diversity only broken up by what you could see as opposed to what you experience? I clearly remember the toilet czar, the mayor of Philadelphia, Jim Kenney, talking about illegal aliens in the city of Philadelphia. And he said, we're going to provide sanctuary because, they give us diversity and all this crap. Isn't the city diverse enough? I mean, does the people who live there have to be diverse? Or isn't it diverse enough because the city has a lot of historic sites? It's basically where the nation was founded, okay, was Independence Hall, where the Liberty Bell is and where the Declaration of Independence and the Constitution were written. And we get visitors in that city from all over the world. That's not diversity. I don't know where you all live that are watching this, even if you're outside the country, or Canada, or United Kingdom, or wherever else you live. But in cities in the United States, they're broken up into neighborhoods, and you end up with a specific population or a majority population in each neighborhood. And through gentrification, that changes over time in certain neighborhoods. South Philadelphia used to be people who were of Italian descent. Um, Parts of the Northeast have Orthodox Jews. North Philadelphia is a poor area and is generally African American. West Philadelphia, through gentrification, has been changing over time, but at one point, the Overbrook section of West Philadelphia was a lot of Jewish people. Then it changed over to African American, and other parts of West Philadelphia are changing just because there's universities in that area, and they're buying up properties and expanding the universities. Okay, so it's changing in that fashion as well. But isn't this enough change? Okay, so the point is, I don't like it when we actually, or people are saying that we have to refer to someone's skin color, or whatever else it might be. Okay, that is racism to me. Okay, the people that I worked with when I was in these meetings, what was holding us back from each of our individual jobs that we had? Tell me, what was holding us back? I was able to do a details elite and go up in grade for 3 months because, or 2 months, because I had a full year minimum, actually more than that, but the requirements were at least 1 full year at the next lower grade to what I obtained when I was doing my detail. Plus I had done a details elite before, so I had experience. All right. Other people in that meeting were there for, it was their career. They'd been there for 20 plus years. There was a manager there. I think his name is Keith. Keith was, he was the only black man at the meeting. He was there, I think, a year less than I was, and he was already a manager, and he's a black man. So, and then Greg and I used to be on the same team at one point. I don't know how long he's been there, but it's his career, and he became a manager. What was holding him back? He was Jewish. Okay. Dory was a black woman. Okay. Dory just became a manager, and she deserves it too because she was very good. So I don't see it. I don't see the country being racist. Now, granted, I work for the government, and if you want to talk about people having opportunities, I guess, the hiring process is a little bit different. To move into different positions is based off your skill level and how long you've been at that next lower grade or in your grade. There's jobs I applied for I couldn't get just because they were like 2 levels or 3 levels above my grade. Okay, and I'd probably be, qualified for it under normal circumstances, but because they were only hiring from within the agency and not from outside, I wasn't eligible. But in any event, I had been I'm also an instructor, and I instruct new hires. I've been on long-term teaching assignments for 4 months and 3 months at a time through a couple different times. Right now, I'm working with 2 other people, and we're going to try something completely new. Is we're going to do a skill-up session for the FY19 new hires to teach them a different skill for paperwork. And it's going to be different because normally we do this in a physical classroom environment, training room. Now we're going to be 3 instructors working with about 40 or 50 people and training them online, okay, through Skype. But my experience in instructing is I was always the only white person. I didn't care. It didn't make a difference to me. Okay? But we have my black coworkers. Some of them came in after me. They don't have the experience or the number of years that I had instructing as well. And that doesn't make them better or worse, just different experiences. So I was in a long-term instructing assignment for new hires, and there was 4 instructors to a classroom, and all the instructors, 2 of the instructors were black. One of them was mixed, black and white. Her mother was black, her father was white, and I was the only white person. The majority of the students were black. The last teaching assignment I did, I was still on it when this pandemic hit, and what happened was we had 3 instructors, and the other 2 instructors were black. I was the only white person, and there was a classroom manager. She was black, and then who was going to be the team manager, he was black. So the majority of students were black, and they ranged in age from their mid-20s to their 50s. Okay, there was one man there, he was just a couple months older than me, a black man, all nice people. You know, I look at them and I see people. I don't, yeah, I mean, I've said this before. Yeah, I can physically tell a person's black. I can physically tell a person has red hair, brown hair, blue eyes, whatever the case might be. But I don't dwell on that. I just see another person. So, I mean, is this not diversity enough? These people came with different experiences in life, education, employment opportunities, and we all came together in a classroom for instructing. Now, the 2 other instructors I'll be working with through Skype are people that I know. I've met them in person, so I know who they are, and they're both black. So through all those instructing assignments, who's the minority? I've been the only white guy. Okay? And you want to know something? I don't care. I don't care. It doesn't make a damn bit of difference. As long as these other people are good instructors and they care about ensuring that the people that we're training are getting the necessary training, okay? So, other than that, it doesn't make a difference to me. Okay, so that's just some food for thought, and I just want to discuss that. It was something that I wanted to put out there about what is true diversity, I guess, okay, and who's the minority. So, in any event, that's the story for now. I don't want to ramble too much. I'm already going on over 14 minutes, so I'll say goodbye, and I hope everybody does have a good week. So thank you very much.